Hey everyone, it's Jason and welcome to another unboxing for Dragon Ball Super, the card game. This is Wild Resurgence Premium Pack Set. So, like the other ones, you have 4 booster packs plus the limited promo cards. This is set number 12. Premium pack number 12. Might not be set number 12 necessarily. Let's go ahead and pop this open. This is part of the Zenkai series. So, like, each series, I think they've done, like, it's like 8 or 10 packs or so, like, different sets, then they reset the number. Yes, this is actually booster pack number 21. So, of course, let's look at the packs first. So, I always look at the packs because they have the different colors on there. The 4 main colors, red, blue, yellow, and green usually. Sometimes black they'll have on there, but then it kind of gives you an idea of what each color might be based on what they show. So we have green here, look like obviously Cell games. It might be Android Saga even because it's level 1 Cell, I believe. Not even level 2 yet. I think it's before you absorbed either of them. So this could still be technically considered part of the Android Saga. We have reds here, which is obviously Goku, but that definitely looks like Dragon Ball Goku, like end of the series, like when he's fighting in the last martial arts tournament, versus, like when he's fighting Tien and Piccolo, when Piccolo, like after Piccolo's been reborn. So it definitely looks like that's at reds probably. We have blue packs, which have Majin Buu or Fat Buu. So we'll definitely be getting that. It's probably the beginning of the Buu saga. Maybe even the end of the World Martial Arts Tournament. The Majin saga, part of there. Although with Buu, it could be a trick and it could be linked into like something with Super, or something like that. But usually do one per era. Usually like Dragon Ball Z, usually like GT and then Super. Not to say that they won't repeat them. This one we have yellow, we have golden Frieza, so of course this has to be in Super. So that's why I don't think the blue packs are the yellow or the blues are. Now this is Resurrection F, or is this going back to like the Tournament of Power? And that'll be the interesting thing to see. And they can kind of bounce in between them. Then we have our special promo cards for this set, which mean absolutely nothing for what the promo card is, has nothing to do what is even actually in this set. But let's take a look at who we have here. So we get 2 copies, of course, and we're going to get Super Shiny Goku. So Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku, the result of godly training. Looks like this is a yellow card, actually. You can kind of tell because even though it's blue and everything else, there you can tell because the dots are yellow up by his name, as well as the indicator at the bottom is yellow. This is promo number 497. Not ridiculous. There's 400 promo cards. Like most games, you get like by the end of a series, like trading cards. Oh, we're on like booster pack number 14, 15. There's like 50 promo cards. Lots of these are just alt arts and stuff, so it's not like they have like 400 brand new cards. There's a lot of just re-arts, but yeah, I don't usually read through all the abilities for these guys. This is from the Resurrection F saga, though. Evolve with Yellow Sun Goku. Yeah, interesting. It does have another thing. Play up to one of your fellow Vegeta, yellow Vegeta cards, too. So he does team up with Vegeta, which makes sense. Alright, so that's what we have. Let's start with the yellow pack. Not that it's going to make any difference. But let's check out some of our stats here. We have 292 cards in total. 60 commons, 38 uncommons, 30 rares, 16 super rares, 14 special rares, 3 secret rares, and 1 god rare. This is the only thing I don't like about these packs versus maybe other games, is that there are just the regular set of cards. There's 60, 70, 90, 100, 120. Between common, uncommons, and rares. And then I believe there's 2 rare slots in these packs. So you could get 2 regular rares, or I think you can get one of the others. But that means almost half the pack, a little less than half the pack, is just super rares or special rares, which are hard to get, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, it's hard to collect all of them, but again, that's the whole idea. These are supposed to be trading cards, so like you buy them, you're supposed to trade them the extra ones with other players to get other things. So alright, let's jump in and see what we got. Let's get Promo Goku out of the way. We have our first card. We have, okay. So blue is actually at least, well, this might not be true. Because this is, maybe. This is, it's listed as being Baby Saga. I don't remember Boo being part of GT really that much. But maybe he was. So Baby Parasitic Premonition. Unique, it has a Z stack over here on the side, which is a new mechanic. I don't know if we've had Baby. I know we've had versions of Baby before. I don't know if we have just a straight up Baby though. But we have Vegeta GT, Universal Trupleization Plan. Play up the cards with Baby in them. Brainwash cards. So he's got a lot going on for him. Alright, that's an uncommon. I wonder why the uncommons are in the front. Interesting. So I guess we'll look at uncommons first. So our next one is our black one. Black cards are usually the Dark Empire Saga or the Z. What's it called again? It's like the anime. It's not one of the regular animes. It was the Z heroes and stuff like that. You have Super Saiyan God Trunks, Guiding Light. This is kind of interesting. He's got his red hair for being a god, but he's got like this weird frost staff and like frost chains around him. Maybe that's not what those are. I'm not sure. This is a Z Awakening version, so he's a leader. Does he have another side? Nope. Okay. Yep. So he's just the one that he can go on top of a regular Trunks to basically boost him. Yeah, so if he's got 3 or less black Xeno Trunks, you can upgrade your regular Trunks to annoying. That's actually a really cool card design, I think. Because then you normally have your leaders that flip over to something else. Then you can have these additional other cards that instead you can change them into. So that way it kind of keeps your opponent on their toes. You're like, oh, okay, he has that guy, you know he's going to turn into that guy. But instead you can transform one of these other cards you have. I don't think there's a ton of options for it, so eventually most people realize what you're going to do anyhow. But still a neat idea. Cool, so yeah, he's from Trunks Xeno. Alright, so let's look at our comments here. In red, who we suggested was probably Dragon Ball, is the Garlic Jr. Saga. Okay, so early Dragon Ball Z even. Ginger Malevolent Henchman. Well, this kind of makes sense, because usually they have, like I say, they have Dragon Ball, something you can maybe in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and then Super for the 4 different colors. But sometimes one of them colors gets replaced with a movie. And Garlic Jr. Saga, although it was technically in Dragon Ball Z, was a filler arc, so they might consider that like adjacent to being a movie. So we have Ginger the Malevolent Henchman, who's part of the Demon Clan for Garlic Jr. Yeah, so if he has Garlic Jr., he gets some extra effects. Interesting. In yellow, we suspect this is probably Resurrection F, which it is, because it had Frieza on it. Super Saiyan Son Goku, Waiting to See. If your leader's backside is Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, God level power, and you choose one of your yellow Vegeta cards, play this card from your hand. Interesting. So you can kind of power up if you have a Vegeta going. Interesting. Cool. Alright, then our green was Cell Namekian Absorption, who is the Android Saga. Actually, I guess. I figure it was probably early enough Cell. It was still probably the Android Saga versus the Cell Saga. Although it might dip into both. But yeah, he has Deflect, Permanent. This card's power is 15,000 or more. It can't be KO'd once. It can't be KO'd once per turn. Interesting, cool. So you can basically boost up. This card attacks, use up to one of your opponent's Earthling cards with an energy cost of 1 or 1 Earthling token in a combination. So he absorbs human Earthlings to gain more power, which definitely makes sense. Alright, so blue we have Dr. Mew, another Baby Saga character. The Machine Mutant. These are GT characters. Yellow, we have Sorbet, Pursuing Deepest Desires. Yellow Frieza card. So we know one of our leaders will probably be a Yellow Frieza if we get him. Then we have Piccolo, Plenty of Strength from the Garlic Jr. Saga. If your leader is a Red Son Goku and you add 1 Power Pole under a Son Goku with an energy cost of 5 or more, play this from your hand. Oh, so we're going to get a Power Pole Goku. Oh, neat. We have Ginger Town. Green card just goes with the Android Saga. If your opponent's leader is a green Cell, and this is in your battle area, your Earthling tokens can't attack, and you can't use your Earthling tokens or green Android 17, 18 cards with an energy cost of 2 in a combo. It is your opponent's turn and this card is in your battle area. Your opponent plays a mono green Cell from their hand. Play 2 Earthling tokens, 1000 power, from your battle area, and your opponent can't activate extra to the counter. Oh, that's kind of neat. It's an interesting combo. Our last common is Krillin Trembling Terror from Resurrection F. Just go for Saiyan stuff. Teamed up with Son Goku, of course. Alright, so now we got our quote-unquote rares. Our first one, of course, is just our regular foil, which can be of any rarity. We have Cell Preparing a Plan. This is a common rarity. But it's a Cell card. It has Barrier, Permanent. It's going to use some of the androids. And he's going to power up using them. Interesting. Alright, so our rare card for the pack is actually a super rare. So this is kind of neat. I don't think I've seen this before. Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku versus Golden Frieza Spirit Clash. I don't know if I've seen any cards that had straight up 2 characters on them as a versus. I love the foil on there though, where it's just highlighting like the energy. That's definitely cool. I do love some of the foils in this game. So if you have 4 or more energy, Yellow Frieza. Swap with, if you have 4 minutes, swap it Frieza with an energy cost of 8. Interesting. So you can basically play this and then swap into your Frieza. Play up to 1 Son Goku or Frieza with an energy cost of 2 or less from your hand. Choose one of your Saiyan or Frieza army cards. Play this card from... Interesting. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so first pack, we got a super rare. That's definitely nice. Alright, we're going to open up pack number 2, which is a blue one, which we've determined as of right now is Baby Saga from GT. Again, not that the outside of the pack indicates anything having to do with the main one. I'm going to do is I'm going to flop these 2 uncommons to the back. We'll look at the commons first. I don't usually worry about flipping cards around, but I think it would be a little bit more interesting to look at the commons first. Although, it looks like I drew an uncommon right off the bat. So did I mess up this already? Nope, just because it's a leader, it's an uncommon. That's alright. We got Cell. It is egg form. This card's placed in your leader area. Place up to 1 Ginger Town from your deck into your opponent's battle area. So that's kind of neat. So you're playing that Ginger Town to your opponent, and it says if your opponent summons a Cell, it creates Earthling tokens for him to feed off of. Then he feeds off of tokens. So it's an interesting idea for a character. You're basically giving your opponent extra things to use, but you're giving them as resources for you to then steal from them. Cool, when you realize you have 5 or less, and there's a green cell with an energy cost of 3 in play up to 1 Android 1718. From your deck into your battle, shuffle this if you have 5 life left. Alright, we flip them over, and we're going to get Cell, the greatest threat to mankind. Unless there are permanent, unless there are 1 or more cards, both Android 17, Android 18, both green and with energy of 2 or less under this card, you can't activate Z Awaken. Interesting. So you can't power them up even farther without having those other cards. Alright, let's look at our commons, and we have Nikki, the malevolent henchman from this Garlic Jr. saga. Yeah, so add up to, so basically if Garlic Jr. these guys get more powerful. We have Krillin battle support from the Android Cell saga. So now this adds the Cell saga in there too. If there's a hyperbolic time chamber in your battle area, and a still less battle card in your combo area when this battle card. Interesting, so we're going to have some stuff with a hyperbolic time chamber. Awesome. Super Saiyan Son Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku, the warrior savior. Yeah, when he's a kid and he becomes Super Saiyan Goku. Anyway, we have leader Oob, so we're going to just see Oob in here possibly. Alright, then we have Frieza, cold-hearted behavior. Just a Resurrection F. Frieza's clan and Frieza's army. Just a simpler version of Frieza. Sky Robot collecting cells. Or Spy Robot, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this works with Cell. Lets you gather cards and power to help him up. Spy Robot and a robot card. Interesting. Alright. Then we have Vegeta, tempered body from GT. With short hair. There's not a lot of people like, but it was definitely a different idea. This will play on with the baby cards as well. Let's do another Vegeta, and there we have Vegeta Trial Run from Resurrection F. If your leader's backside is Super Saiyan Blue God level. So yeah, we've seen that before with the other Goku card. So I'm interested. I don't know how often I've seen something that's mentioning. They said if your card is this, your card is that, but not if the backside is that. So that's interesting. Hey, then we got the artwork pack. Cell Greedy Absorption. If this card is on a Z deck, you may play it without paying its Z energy cost by switching 2 of your opponent's Earthling tokens to rest mode instead. When this card attacks, use up to 1 of your opponent's Earthling cards with an energy cost of 1 or 1 Earthling token in a combination. So basically, it abuses the Earthlings to gain power. Definitely cool. It goes to a Z stack. Alright, our last uncommon is Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Unceasing Progress. Least time regression. Cool. So you see some stuff there. Alright, then our first thing, we have our foil, which we have a pack art again. We have Majin Buu, or Mr. Buu, the Majin Defender. So yeah, this is part of the Baby Saga one. All of these is Mr. Buu. Which makes sense if we have Oob. Z-Stack 1, blue Oob card with no energy cost. Cool. And that's again, it's a neat foil there. It has like the sparkles in there and the swirls. Yeah, so we got 2 of the 4 pack arts so far. Definitely interesting. And then our rare card is just a regular rare, but it's Baby Anti-Saiyan Murder Weapon. Baby and Vegeta GT, some Baby takes over Vegeta, Mutant Machine, and Saiyan. Yeah, so we haven't got this Universal Truffleization card yet to see exactly what that does. Alright, let's open up pack number 3. Our green one will go for the Cell, Android Cell Saga. So I wonder if we're going to get some androids in here. They keep mentioning the androids. I would love if they had tokens for the humans. That would definitely be kind of a neat thing, since we have human things. I'd love to have token packs. Like when Magic started finally doing that. Just to represent stuff. Alright, so first we have our first common. We have Son Gohan, Awakening Hidden Powers. This is Garlic Jr. Saga when he gets mad. I can jump with Goku and Piccolo stuff. This card cannot be removed from under your leader by a skill other than the card's skill. Interesting. So I wonder what the red leader is that protects him. This is crazy. Alright, so we have Mr. Boo in disguise from the Baby Saga. I just guess this is a hilarious picture. When this card is played from hand, draw one card. Alright, from Frieza Resurrection F, we have Togama, the Purest, Pursuing Deepest Desires. So I always love that too in this game where they have like the same tagline. Because it's kind of like, oh, these guys have similar abilities, or they're going to work well together. Again, based on Yellow Frieza. Android Saga, we have just a generic Piccolo, but you always need a couple of them in there just to help, set the game around. We have another Sorbet. We have Devoted Support. Plays on like a leader. We need some more leader cards. I wish like one more leader would be nice. Cell, Giving into Despair. So Android Cell Saga. So yeah, you take the attack and play this card. Permanent. If your leader is a green Cell Z leader, you may activate the counter skill of this card without having to pay its cost by removing 2 of your opponent's Earthling tokens from the game instead. When this card is KO'd, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards. Energy cost is 5 or less and KO. Yeah, you explode and you take someone out. Makes sense. We get Chi-Chi, Protecting Mother from the Garlic Jr. Saga. If your leader's backside is Son Goku for the sake of family, and your opponent's leader doesn't have a Son Gohan Awakening Hidden Power under it, when your opponent plays a card or attacks, place up to 1 Son Gohan Awakening Hidden Power from your deck under your opponent's leader, then shuffle your deck. Interesting. So they're playing around with putting stuff on your opponent's side of the table again, like kind of like the other one, the Cell stuff. We have Pan, Bravest Defense, Baby Saga. Yeah, Pan's okay. Alright, then our first uncommon will be Frieza Limitless Raw Power. Resurrection F. This basically boosts up his other Frieza cards. Then we have Garlic Jr., Child of Evil. Awesome. So we got at least a Garlic Jr. in here at one point. Z stack 2, red Garlic Jr. Z energy cost of 3. Permanent, has indestructible and gets 10,000 power. Interesting. Yep, so he basically gets his wish. Alright, our foil is the Ox King, grandfather of Son Gohan, and it's just a common. Let's look for that Son Goku and Son Gohan cards under your opponent's leader, and then shuffle your deck. I really need to get that Gohan card to see what that does. Alright, then our rare card is our other pack arts. Now we've had 3 of the 4 pack arts. Golden Freezer, Shining Emperor. This is a Z Awakening. If your life is at 4 or less, and Frieza the Emperor who swore revenge. Z stack yellow Frieza armor with energy cost of 1. And a bunch of other auto skills. Awesome. That's pretty cool. So basically you can boost up your leader with this card. Alright, then we got packs red here. Our final pack, which was the Garlic Jr. Saga. So that's the only one we don't have. If we don't have this Goku yet, I'd love to get that Truffle Planification card to see what that does. I would love to get another leader to see what just get some more leaders. But let's jump in and see what we got. Alright, first of all, we have Bulma making a wish. Uses the Whis Time Regression and Yellow Vegeta. From Resurrection F. We have a regular Ox King, non-foil. Vegeta, Disturbing Hairbringer. Or Harbinger. Depending on how you want to pronounce it. Yeah, Universal Truffleization Plan and Brainwashed. So I'm assuming they're in this deck and they're not something brand new. But yeah, I haven't seen that yet. We have Jocko, a dangerous signal. You guys are Super Saiyan God, global power Vegeta. We have Cell preparing a plan, which I think we've seen before. We have another black card. We haven't had any black cards. We have Salsa, the Malevolent Majin Assault. Demon Realm Race, Demon God from the Dark Emperor Saga. Ikabura. So it's like Mecha Gabura, maybe? Interesting. Bulma, Talented Youth from the Garlic Jr. Saga. Some more Earthling cards that we can use to eat with Cell. Oh, sweet. We got Universal Truffleization Plan. Barrier Field. Once per turn. If your leader is a blue baby with the original power of 15,000 or more, and it's your turn when you play a blue baby with an energy cost of 4 or more, play up to 1 battle card with an energy cost of 3 or less, and an original power of 10,000 or less from under this card with its non-key skill words. Oh, there's a lot that's unpacked in these cards. Play 1 mono blue Vegeta GT with an energy cost of 1 or 1 mono blue Brainwash from your hand under this card. So if your leader is a blue baby with an original power of that, and it's your turn, when you play another blue baby with an energy cost of 4 or more, play 1 battle card with a cost of 3 or less, and an original power of 10,000 from under this card with its non-keyword skills negated for the turn. So you put cards under here somehow, and then basically you can play them for free. That's what it sounds like. Alright, so we have an extra uncommon in here because we have another leader card. We have Son Gohan. Now this is the Cell Saga one. We were really hoping to get the red one to see what he did with going under people's cards, but it's what it is, right? So this card is placed in your leader area, activate upcoming Hyperbolic Time Chamber from your deck. Super Saiyan Son Goku showing the results of training. So Son Gohan powers up and he becomes Super Saiyan Son Gohan, the result of fatherly training. Once per turn, place the card on your deck in a combo. Gohan, mono green Son Gohan childhood battle cards attacks up to 1 mono green card. So he basically uses his childhood cards to power up. Alright, our other uncommon here going to be Son Goku, full power, and full blast. So our other Packers. We got all 4 Packers, which is really crazy. Odd on this card, playing Zane Barrier, Son Gohan, Awakening Power, which is one we were really hoping for. But hey, we got another cool Son Goku card. Alright, our foil card is an uncommon as well. We have Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Unceasing Progress. So I think we've seen that one before, otherwise it's fairly generic. And then finally our rare card is Power Pole. Permanent, this card's under a red Son Goku battle card, gains 5,000 power. Interesting. So I like them somewhat better when they just have the specific name. Like there's probably multiple other sets that have Son Goku who are red, so this could be used in multiple decks versus these ones where they're like, you have to have this specific exact one. Which one hand those are neat because then it forces you to you have to make a specialized deck, which is kind of cool. But it's also a trading card game. It's like I have to hunt down all these cards, specialized cards. Like I had how many of these cards have we seen that had the required that specific red Son Gohan specific version to go under, or the baby cards that required brainwashing, or the truffle planetation, or the Cell cards that required utilize Earthlings that were produced from Gingertown. So it's neat when they have combos that kind of work together, but if they get too many that require a specific card, although it makes for probably some really unique decks, it also is going to make them harder to play unless you buy a ton of packs. And again, I don't really play this game I don't play this game at all. I don't want to say much. I don't play this game. I like it because I like all the different characters and all that stuff. But I still like the idea and the powers and all that stuff. It's all interesting to me. I don't know if this would work. I don't know if this type of game style would work, though, as a living card game like Marvel Champions or something like that, where you bought specific packs, because then it would be, oh, I bought. Either you have to buy a pack which is going to have all these 4 different like types of decks in it, like you have to buy a box that's going to have, how many of each different card, each different set. So you almost have to have, 4 of each type of card, or 2 of each type of card, but then some people might be like, yeah, but like this is a more common card, I really need 4 to make this work, but I really only need 1 leader, but the idea is, and that's the whole thing with it wouldn't transition to a living card game directly, because with trading cards, the idea is I need 4 of this card, or I want 3 of this card, or maybe one person wants to play with 4, one wants to play with 2. It just depends on what else you build your deck around. When you make living card games, they usually have the decks restricted to like 3 cards, like 1 to 3 cards, but it's basically the decks are built to be like, you have these cards, that's the max number you're going to need, and or you can play as. Again, if I compare it to Marvel Champions, you take a player's signature deck, like you take Spider-Man's signature cards, you're never going to have more than that 1 to 3 of each cards that they put in the deck. So they've already balanced those out. Then other ones you can create the decks, like you can have up to 3 copies of them. They put 3 copies in that deck. You don't have to go collect them. And I feel like this would be like, again, you can customize your deck. You could take some of them out and add different cards in. You can do that however you want. And they could do something like this if they had just Son Goku for red. But typically each set of the DBZ game, like each color usually has 2 leaders, and the deck kind of focuses, the color kind of focuses on each of the 2 of them. So you would either then have to like essentially split, like that means if I took this as a deck and I wanted to make it into like a living card game, either I would have to release like this set red, blue, yellow, green, black potentially, so I'd have to release like bare minimum if I ignored black for the moment, because there's only 1 character, or those don't always have leaders. If I just want the leader cards, you'd have to make either 4 sets with 2 characters each, which would be like a quarter of each of the decks, or you would have to do like a pack of 4 and like, oh, here's like part 1 that has, like 1 character from each color, then set 2 has 1 pack from each of the 4. They'd be a little bit more expensive. I don't know. Is it doable? It is. I think you'd have to change how the game kind of works a little bit more. But on the other hand, it would be nice to just be able to, like, I don't have to hunt down all these. Like, I'm playing this Frieza. I don't have to now hunt down specifically Frieza the Emperor who swore revenge. I already have him. Now, like, has cards that require or use Frieza's army cards. Like, if I have another deck from a previous set that had Frieza army cards, I could definitely go ahead and use those. What do you like the saying here? Is this one, Pan requires a blue Oob card. Now, if there's only, this is the only set that has blue Oob, I would already have it. I can make my deck around it. I can include her in there. Because that's the only way she's going to be useful. Now, if there's been blue Oob in, like, 3 other sets, like he's been repeated, like, once or twice, then I have more utility with her. Or you get, like, a weird one like this Chi-Chi here. It says, auto, you can add up the cards of Son Goku or Piccolo. Or Red Goku or Piccolo. So there's probably been a lot of prints of Red Gokus and Red Piccolos, so that effect can be added into lots of different decks. But then you have specifically, you need Son Goku for the sake of the family, or it could be utilized in Son Gohan Awakening a Hidden Power. So again, now if I don't have either of them cards, this Chi-Chi is half unplayable for me. Whereas if you made a deck specifically utilizing them cards, I could opt to whether I wanted to keep her in that deck, or if I wanted to take her out and use her in something else. But that's just the thing, is someone would have to decide, do if you can include up to 3 copies of this card in a deck, would every deck always have to have 3, or would you have some of these cards limited to 1 or 2? Because they're like, you realistically, for the purpose of the deck, you probably only need 1 of these, or it makes more sense to only put 1 in the deck. And if people want more, they'd have to buy that set multiple times. That's always a tricky thing with living card games. Even Marvel Champion kind of suffers from that. Like, if I really like this one card, comes in the Wolverine deck, has 3 copies, great, I can have it in Wolverine. If I want to take that card out of the Wolverine deck, put them in the Iron Man deck or the Spider-Man deck, I can definitely do that. But I can only have, if it's only currently in that Wolverine deck and it's not available anywhere else, I can only have it in 1 deck at a time. If I want to have 2 decks with that same card, I would either have to split them 3 cards into 2 different decks, which would weaken the chance of me getting it, or I would have to buy a second Wolverine deck, which I can use the non-character specific cards in any other deck and mix and match, but then I literally have an extra half of the deck that's just Wolverine sitting there. And that would be the same with this. If I picked a Goku card, this deck utilizes Goku and Gohan cards, and this Chi-Chi would be probably part of like the specific deck type maybe. Again, maybe you only need to include 1 or 2, because then that's what you really need for that. Alright, anyhow, that's me rambling about stuff. I know I knocked everything over. I've been really in a what if creative game mood lately. Just like spewing into all of my videos. But that's what we have for Wild Resurgence. So we have, some definitely interesting characters, interesting concepts. I like the idea of the cell, placing cards in the other opponent's field and then utilizing them. The baby card kind of taking over people. Some different aspects of the game there. So if you guys are interested in this set, there we go, set number 21. See you guys in the next video. Bye.